Hello. Welcome to the CA Premier Accounting Package installation. Today we are going to look at how to install the accounting package on each of the computers in our organization. Let's assume that we just acquired the software from Nector Prime Accounting Solutions. Now, how do we start the installations? There are two types of softwares which Nector Prime Accounting Solutions actually sell. The other one is a flat office, a flat file, which is working on Access. The other one has SQL Server 2016. So the installations are quite different, but the interface is the same. Let's start with the flat file, which works on Access or MS Access 2016. How do you do it? When you receive the files from Nector Prime Accounting Solutions via an email, you have to create a folder on your either your desktop or the server, whichever way you want to put it. So in this case, I've created a folder for you on the desktop so that you are able to see what goes on. So if I click here, you find that the folder has actually two files there. Okay, there is accounts ACDB and the CA finance SCCDR. Okay, so this one represents the database, while the other one represents the actual application. Now, the thing is, if you are running a multi-user, you need to copy this and put it on your server. I'll show you towards the end how we do it. If you are just one user, you can leave it the way it is. Yeah, that is okay. So the moment you have already done that, the only thing which you are required to do is just to link it. Now, in this case, before we link it, we need to find out whether we have the correct software or office to run this. So how do you do it? We do it like this. You close it there. Okay. So normally the mistake which many IT people make is to think that if the operating system Windows is 64-bit, then the Office should be also 64-bit. That is wrong. What do they do? They normally do it like this. You go to your start button there. Then from there you go, and they normally go under settings here. There is a gear code settings down here. Okay. All right. Where is that? There we are. They normally come here. Okay. This is where now the problem comes in. All right. When they come here, they normally click here, double click here. I'll show you exactly what they do and what they are thinking. Okay. After that, they come here. Okay. And they say about device specification and click there. Now watch what is going to happen here. So when they come here and they see the system type, the moment they see that, okay, this is a 64-bit operating system or Windows operating system, they think that even Office is supposed to be 64-bit as well. No, that is incorrect. Leave Office the way it is, 32-bit as the default. When Microsoft gives you that Office, it always comes in defaulted with 32-bit. Don't disturb it. Leave it the way it is. That is the way to go. If you change it to 64-bit, it means that now all these third-party programs which were done in 32-bit can never be installed on those machines. That is the reason why it's important that you leave the Office the way it is. Don't follow what is here. It does not matter. Windows 64-bit works also with the 32-bit Office. Why do I say so? Let's go now and see, check any of the Office which I have here. So for example, I have Access here. So if you open that one, all right, see now how we know that, okay, this thing actually works well, right? So I'm opening my office here, Access, so that you are able to see. I show you exactly what I'm talking about, right? So when you come here, and okay. Okay. You don't necessarily need to go under options, no. You go under accounts. So this is irrelevant. I just wanted you to see what actually happens. You go here under accounts here, account. When you click under account, you want to see what bit is your office is. You come here about it. It could be about weight, about access or whatever. You check here. It shows you here exactly 32-bit. You can see this 32-bit is running on it. Windows 64 normally. So why do you have to change it that way? You don't need to. Leave it the way it is. If you have 64-bit, unfortunately, you cannot run 32-bit here. You have to make sure that you go back to the installation CD and install 64-bit and you put in the default, which was defaulted for you, 32-bit. Then it will work. Let's assume that you have Access 2016. You don't have to install anything because the engine which you have can still open CA Premier accounting package. Let's assume that you have 2010 Access 2010 32-bit. You only need to install runtime there. Runtime 32-bit, then it will work. 2013, if you have 32, you use runtime 2016 32-bit. How does I hope that is clear. That is the only way, those are the only things which are required. Otherwise, the rest here are straightforward. So now, after doing that, since we have already Office Access 2016 here, we are not going to install any runtime here. Runtime is for free. You can download it from Microsoft website. So now, can we do now the installation together here? So for a flat file, MS Access 2016 to run as a database. So you just click there. Remember where we have put the twin files there? Yeah, so just open this one here. When you open there, sorry, it's going to open here and see what is going to happen here. It's opening there, as you can see. Yeah. So the only thing which you need to do, you have to pay attention here. You need to pay attention. This is nothing. This tells you to say the code is about to run. So do you want to allow the code to run? Of course, you need the code to run. If you don't allow the code to run, the software won't run. So you simply say yes. There is nothing to worry about that. So the moment you say open, then the code will start running. It will bring now a wizard. A small wizard will open now a window. That window will ask you where you want to install the file. Now in this case, the file is already installed here. So as you can see, it hasn't brought the window there. Now, it means that in this case, I'm ready to go in. Now, in an event where you want this application to be linked to another database, that wizard, since it didn't come, you can simply go in there, log in normally here, okay? Use COM4, then from here, you enter your password here. Don't worry about that wizard, I'll show you how that comes about. Yeah. It's running, it's going through there, okay? Yeah. Okay, there we are now. So now, the next thing before we go to the wizard there, to change our database, we need to trust the application in order to make sure that the code is running properly. You click just here, then it's already authenticated. So you close here, no problem. Then now you come here. Remember that wizard which I was talking about? It was supposed to run, but it didn't run, which means that it connected automatically. Now, let's assume that I want to change the backend, because some of the people who are around might be trainees, so they might need a demonstration or a training database. Yeah, they should not be allowed to log in into the live database until we know that they are able to do it properly. So you just come here and say change backend, then here change backend again. Okay, once you do that, the wizard now will come for sure. The one which I was talking about, it will pop up very soon. Then it will, there we are. Now here, it gives you room, okay, to change what you want to change the database. Now, for example, if I want to use the local database which is seated on the machine, I'll simply click there, okay, and the system will start now linking to that database which I've directed to. Once it finishes, then yeah, we are done. So now, since at this point now, let's assume that that database is on another machine which is on the network. How do I do it? No issue. You just come here back again here, change your database. Now, instead of directing the wizard to the local machine, you are going to browse through your network and locate the database which is on the network. So now you see, I went there, but now I have to look for the network here. Okay, I'll go under the network there, browse through the network there. Okay, I'm browsing through the network here. All right, so that now it gives me the computer names which are on the network, and try to browse through and locate the database which I want to link. So I'll go to Nector Prime and now browse through there again to locate whatever database which I need. Okay, it's quite slow. I'm using the wireless here. That's why it's taking a bit of time. Yeah. So once it opens here, then I'll be able to locate the database. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So as you can see here, it takes me to the public there. So if there is anything that if I had to put the database there, then it should supposed to show. But now, since I've not put anything there, I will need to go here on default. Yeah, on default means I want to browse the desktop of the other computer there. So it has given me the desktop there. Now here, it shows me to say there is no folder which I've created there, which has that network. So all I need to do now, if there was anything that was there, I would have connected in directly there. So in this case, what I'll do, I'll just say, okay, fine. Yeah, I'll leave it that way. There's no problem. But I've shown you how to go about it. As long as you have shared the folder on the database there, you can easily connect it like the way we have done it the other side. So now, after connecting, you can now start processing. And this is the end of what we call installation of SQL Premier accounting package for flat office. That's where it ends. The rest now you can start browsing, doing everything. So for the Access database, this is where it ends. This is how simple it is to do the connection there. Now, let's go to the much more complicated area. Not really complex, but slightly a bit complex. The SQL Server. How do we ensure that we log in to we connect now our CI Premier to the SQL Server? It's very straightforward as well. The first thing which you need to do, people, make sure that before you do the connection, you grant access to the SQL Server for all the users. Once you have done that, then these people will be able to access your SQL Server. Now, before you do that, you needed to ensure that the SQL Server is actually restarted. How do we restart the SQL Server? Okay, you come here to your start button, you browse through, okay, you find where the SQL Server is. Okay, so in this case, you check here, all right, you go to what is called the SQL Server 2016 Management Configuration. You click there, all right. Once you do that, you wait, there will be a pop-up that will come. That pop-up you have to say, to accept and say yes, all right. Yeah, once you give it a leeway, what will happen? It will open now the SQL Server there under management configuration. All right. Now, if you see people there, you will discover that, okay, there is what we call SQL Server services. Okay. Now, these services need to be running. If they are not running, then you have a problem. Nothing is going to work out. Now, the most important thing, okay, the pipes are already enabled. This guy called TCP /IP address, it has to be enabled, and ensure that you put the static port. The static port is 1433, while your UDP port is 1434. Yeah. Now, when you say we go to properties here, you'll find that the default port I've already put 1433, which is okay. I don't have to change anything here. So if it was 0 or something else, I would have changed it. Then after doing that, I would have gone under SQL Server Services and restart the server, so that it starts with now the static port, which is 1443. Now, since it's already started, the SQL Server is already started with 1433. I will not do anything. I just wanted you to know what goes on there. Remember, the 1433, you needed to forward it, okay, at the time when you start now making the inbound rules. The inbound rules, it means that you want the remote access to be allowed to connect to your database. Okay. After that, then that's when now you can go now and start granting the access through SQL Server management. Okay, fine. So in this case now, here we are done. This is just a simple thing. The next thing, you need to make sure that your file window is opened, right? File window is opened. Here, this guy here, Window Defender Firewall. Just click there. When you click there, you should be able to open there. All right? Yeah, you allow it to open here. Sorry, my Wi-Fi slides appear to be quite slow. Remember, the network remains the same. It does not matter whether you are using Wi-Fi, you are using wired internet or RAN. It's the same thing. The connection remains the same. It doesn't matter. So now here, when you come to the inbound routes, you'll find that I've already put the routes myself. All what I needed to show you is, you can see the 1433 which we had put there from the SQL Server is already here. Or what you do when you are putting the new rules, when you come here under new rules, that's where now you forward these. Yeah, 1433. Once you are forwarded, you just check it like that. Okay. Then you give it a rule name. For me, I'd given a rule name that, and also the second rule name is that. That's all. Once this is done, the next thing is just the confirmation that the SQL browser is running. How do we do it? You type in here services. Okay. Oh, sorry. Services. Okay. What we need to do under services is to check whether the SQL browser is running. If it's not running, we have to put it on auto. Okay. Now here, you don't have to go there blindly. You need to go in there with a sober mind, because some of these items which are in there are quite sensitive. You don't have to change them anyhow. Okay? Yeah. So as you can see, there are so many items there which need to be looked at. Don't just go there and start changing anything. No. Here, you simply go down, browse through, and trace where it says SQL browser down there. Okay. We are trying to find the SQL browser down there, okay, to confirm that actually the SQL browser is running. Yeah. Okay, as you can see, we have the SQL browser here, this one here. Okay, it's running, it's on automatic. Okay, so we are okay. If it was not running, you have to make sure that you switch it on, it's also running, including the instance itself here. Make sure that it's running. You can see you can even stop it here. Yeah, you can pause it, you can restart it. So now everything for me is okay. So I don't have to do anything. So I'll just close it there. Now the next thing, let's go and grant the access to our users. How do we grant the access? You go here under SQL Server Management Studio. There, it's very simple. The only thing which you need to do is you need to log in as an administrator. You cannot grant rights if you are not logged in as an administrator. Remember, we are dealing with a more advanced technology. So you have to be very, very careful with what you are doing. Yeah. After you have done everything there, then all will work up well. So now it's taking a bit of time because this is a different package which we are running on a small computer like this. Yeah. But once it opens there, then we'll have no issues. It will work well. Right? Yeah. So let's wait a little bit. It will pop up there. And from there, once it's done, then okay. Once it's done, then we can connect it to our SQL Server there. As you can see, it's rotating there. And it's trying to connect there. Don't forget that I'm using Wi-Fi. There we are. It says there, SQL Server Management Studio. Yeah, once this black thing goes out, then we should be able to see now the connection window there. As you can see, I'm using the copyright 2020, which is the latest one. Yeah, so there's no need to worry about it. We'll have everything done there. Yeah, but all the same, this is not a very difficult thing. You don't necessarily to be an IT guy to do all these kind of things. As long as you pay more attention to our video, you can do it on your own. This is very straightforward. The most important thing, once this thing is done once, that's it. You don't have to go and restart the server, what. No, nothing. You only need to grant access for the new users. Once the new users have access, then that's it. The software will know definitely to say, okay, now you need to connect. Yeah, it will connect definitely automatically there. Very soon we'll see it connecting there. Let's wait a little bit there. There's no problem. Yeah, after that, but before you grant license, let me explain one more thing there. You have to make sure that all the connections there are actually ticked in to allow remote connection. If you don't allow remote connection, then you have a problem. because it means that the remote users, for example, those who are in different towns or different countries, they will not be able to access your server. It has to be ticked there. Once it's done, then all those people you have granted license, rights, whether they are in other countries, towns, you'll be using the same file as if you are in one office. That's how it is. That's the beauty about this thing. Yeah. Well, there we are. So it's all right. So we are almost there. It's quite slow, but it's going to give us a pop-up here, a pop-up window where we'll be able to connect. As you can see here, if you check properly, I'm logged in with my laptop there. I don't have to put a password because I'm using window authentication there. The only thing which I need to do is to simply connect here. That's all. Once I'm connected, then that's it. There we are. Bingo. We are in the SQL Server. It has allowed connection now. The only thing which I need to do is you right click here. Remember, we have to make sure that our remote connection is actually checked. So you go under properties here, right? So under properties here, it opens a window here. Now, what we need to confirm here, you go under connection here. Now, as you can see here, allow remote connection to this server. It is actually checked there. So which means that I don't have to do anything. I'll just cancel there. Now, the next thing which I have to do, I have to expand this security and grant what? New login there. Okay. So this is where it matters most. If I don't grant the users, okay, the login, then they will not surely be able to use this thing. It will be impossible. Okay, so now you go under mapping there. Under mapping, as you can see, because I'm logging as myself. So instead of ticking that, if you want to grant access to others, make sure that this database code accounting is ticked there. Then when you come here, you have to give them reader, data reader, and data writer. But because I'm logged in as myself, as you can see there, I'm the owner here. I'm given the ownership and I can do anything there. So once that is done, then you check under status here. Under status, if you want to deny others to use this, you can just use this one or disable all these login. Then that's it, you're done. So in this case, everything is already done for us. We don't have to do anything. All what I will do now is to go and try to connect it to the SQL Server. Okay, I'll exit here, right? Exit there. So, because now here there were two servers that opened, so I'll cancel the other one. All right, yeah. So come here and exit as well. Yeah, I don't need to log in again. Everything is already there. Now, since everything is set, if I go on the other computer there, because I've already granted license entry or access for the other users, once they click in there, see what is going to happen. This is where now you can see the difference between flat file and the SQL Server. The SQL Server has only one file, which is the application. Now in this case, because the the application uses the string or DBC to link it to the SQL Server. It's already programmed there. So you don't have to use the network to go and locate the database. No, is actually automatically here. Okay, so if I was using the front file, I would have just gone to the network and direct it there where to connect. But I'm not doing that because this one is a SQL Server, and we are using file. Let's see DNS, which is a file which we build in during programming to do all those things which are quite complex for us, so that the user sees like as if it's a simple thing. So just double click there. Okay. After double clicking there, it will actually first fetch for that string. Once it finds that string, then it will actually log in. So remember, this thing comes in again. So I will simply say okay. Yeah. So what is happening here? It is trying now to fish out that string and link straight to the SQL Server there. Once the linking is done, then that's it. I'll be able to go in there and do whatever I want to do. This is very straightforward, but remember, the most important thing, ensure that the server is actually opened and it started with the static port. The window firewall is also configured to allow the incoming traffic. As you can see, I'm able to log in straight away to the SQL Server there. So if I do this, okay, log in as an admin, I'll log in without problems. There we are. Yeah. I'll put in the same password. Like I said, the interface is the same, except that now I'm using a totally different database altogether. Yeah. There we are. I'm logging in now. So whatever I need to do, I can do it. So now to remove that, to ensure that the codes are running properly, I need to trust the application here. Yeah. So that next time when I open it, it shouldn't give me anything. As you can see, I'm now logged in. Everything is working properly here. That's where how these things are done. The installation is over. This is where we end. Thank you so much, people, for watching the video. We hope you have learned something, one or two things there. Where you have a problem, we have put our email address there. You can contact us and we'll be very happy to help you. Bye-bye for now.